Assalamu alaikum, my name is HUZAIFA Ashraf and welcome to Ashraf Ask Me Advocate YouTube channel. Friends, today's our topic is Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue. What is Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue? Let's talk about its introduction. The federal government is the appointing authority of the Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue. It is the second court of appeals. The taxpayers or the Commissioner Inland Revenue, if not satisfied with the decision of Commissioner Inland Revenue appeals, can appeal to the Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue. The details regarding the constitution and functioning of the Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue have been provided in the Income Tax Ordinance 2001 and Income Tax Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue Rules 1981. There are members of Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue. The Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue consists of two types of members. Number one, judicial members, and number two is accountant members. The qualification necessary for their appointments are as follows. Number one, let's talk about judicial members. The federal government may appoint a person as judicial member of the Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue if he has exercised the powers of a district judge and is qualified to be a judge of High Court. Number two, he is or has been an advocate of High Court and is qualified to be a judge of High Court. Number three, he is an officer of Inland Revenue Service in BS 20 or above and is a law graduate. Number two member name is accountant members. The federal government shall appoint the accountant members of the Appellate Tribunal. Also, he must possess any one of the following qualifications. We are talking about qualification. Number one is the accountant member shall be an officer of Inland Revenue equivalent in rank to Chief Commissioner Inland Revenue. Number two, a Commissioners of Inland Revenue and the Commissioner of Inland Revenue Appeals having at least 5 years experience as Commissioner or Collector. Number three is a person who has for a period of not less than 10 years participated professionally as a chartered accountant. Number four, accountant member is a person who has practiced professionally as a cost and management accountant for at least 10 years. And let's talk about its administration. A full-time registrar is responsible to receive the appeals and look after the working of the offices of the tribunal. He is subordinate to chairperson of the Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue and works under his guidance. He entertains the appeals provisionally, fixes the dates of hearing, and looks after the administrative affairs of the Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue. His office is situated in the headquarters of Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue in Islamabad. There are assistant registrars posted in Karachi and Peshawar benches. Friends, let's talk about its functioning of the Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue. The chairperson of the Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue may constitute benches to perform the function of tribunals. A bench normally consists of 2 members. However, a large bench may also be constituted by the chairperson. A bench usually consists of equal numbers of judicial and accountant members, but in certain cases the number of one type of members may exceed the others by one. The chairperson is also empowered to constitute as many benches consisting of single members as he may deem necessary to hear such cases or class of cases as the federal government may by order in writing specify. Explanation: a bench might consist of 2 judicial members and 1 accountant member, or 2 judicial members and 3 accountant members. The federal government may authorize the chairperson or any one of member of tribunal to alone hear and decide the case. The chairman or other members of the Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue authorized in this behalf by the chairman who constitutes a single member bench may dispose of any case where the amount of tax or penalty involved does not exceed rupees 10 million. If the members of a bench differ in opinion on any point, the majority decision is accepted, but if the members are equally divided, the point in dispute is referred to the chairperson of the tribunal. In such cases, the chairperson appoints one or more of the other members of the tribunal to hear the disputed point. The question is then decided according to the opinion of majority of members who have heard, and the case including those who first heard. Let's talk about its final fact finding. The decision of the Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue on a point of fact is final. Due to this reason, it is known as Final Fact Finding Authority. However, if the decision of the Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue involves a point of law, the case can be referred to the High Court. The Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue has the power to regulate its own procedure and the procedure of the benches of the tribunal. It can also itself decide all matters arising out of discharge of its functions, including the places at which the bench shall hold their sittings. So friends, we discussed about Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue, what is Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue, and what is needed and necessary qualification for this, and we discussed about its administration, final facting, functioning of, and then we discussed about its explanation. Thanks for watching. I hope you like it. Inshallah, see you next. Allah Hafiz.